Hello. We, you know who we are.
And you are watching Hashtag Truth with Scott Larson.
Roll it.
Watch it all fall down around you now. Was it ever really worth it? Having your kingdom crumble to the ground because you never had the courage. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up.
The stars of High Velocity Wrestling return with Arrival on Saturday, June 18th, live from the Municipal Event Center in Marion, North Carolina. Come see the HVW champion, the Greek Wolverine, Crucifix, the HVW Tag Team Champions, the New Age Villains, and much more. It's HVW's debut in Marion, and you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned to High Velocity Wrestling's social media for more updates, including match announcements, ticket information, and a lot more to come. We'll see you on June 18th.
HVW, June 18th. You don't want to miss that show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hashtag Truth. Tonight, we have the one, the only, Mr. Mitch Blake. How you doing, sir? Uh-oh. Are you there? There you go. Now I can hear you.
Good. How are you, Mr. Scott? Glad to be back on. Very thankful that you're allowing me. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
I said very thankful to be back on. Being very thankful to be back on, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to be back on here tonight. Tonight is very awesome, but it's also kind of bittersweet as into why I'm here. So.
All right, we're going to get to that in just a second. You've got a whole lot of people. Andy on YouTube said, hey. Dylan said, I'm here. Your lives just got better. Okay, Dylan, welcome to Hashtag Truth. Ron Emerson of the Wrestling Wire. This guy's got a great podcast. You guys want to go check him out. He said, Hashtag effing truth. Thank you, sir. And Mr. Jake Jacobs, one of the best wrestlers out there in the indie scene today. Scotty, thank you very much, bro. I appreciate you being on Hashtag. So, Mitch, I'm going to start off like I do every wrestler. I'm going to ask you the normal questions, and then after our first commercial break, I'm going to let you drop the big news that you got. I don't want to drop it first and then it go downhill. You know what I'm saying? Did I lose you? I think I lost him. Can everybody hear me just fine? Can you see me? I see I got 8 people watching. It's either my connection or his connection. He's kind of broke up. I think we're going to lose him here in a second. Yep, we did. All right, let's try this again. How you doing, sir?
Hey, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. We're just I think you have trouble on your side having a connection.
Yeah, actually, I think my internet glitched out there for a second. Sorry about that. I can't help technology. It's an idiot.
Hashtag truth, man. Everybody gets used to this.
Yeah. But
Ron and Missy said they could hear me. Thank you, guys. Pete King.
Okay, cool.
This Pete King from All Out Wrestling up there in Milwaukee. I said Milwaukee, up in Wisconsin. Great guy. Nice. Great guy.
Cool.
There's Mr. Brew. Mitch Blake is a punk bitch. you know Brew's gonna come on here and give you some trouble, man.
Hey, everybody, let's give Brew a good hand, a good double hand. Yeah. Anyway.
So, man, I know you got some news you're gonna break here in a few minutes, but tell everybody, how long have you been in the wrestling business, man?
Actually, tomorrow will mark 23 years since I stepped foot into a wrestling environment. I wouldn't say wrestling ring because, as you'll find out later, I had to work my way to a wrestling ring. As I said probably earlier on our first show,
right.
I kind of told you a little bit of the backstory. So since I got involved in that wrestling environment, 23 years tomorrow, actually.
Okay. Choppy said you need to get rid of that Giants
Okay.
crap. I don't know who Choppy is, but
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's my brother, my shoot brother. That's my he's my brother. He's my shoot brother.
right. I feel the same way, man, about the Giants when they play my Brewers. So
Can you hear me okay?
oh yeah, I can hear you. You must have a really bad connection because you're probably hearing me about 10 seconds after.
Yeah, Brewers, Schmewers.
We're gonna try to get through this though. Pete King said APW in the house.
Yeah,
Yes,
correct. That's fine. That'll work. We'll work it out.
without a doubt. Well, I'll tell you what, man. So let me ask you questions.
Actually, one of the
Go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. No, go ahead. Ask me some questions. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask you in those 23 years, man. Who was your
Ask me some questions.
who was your biggest rivalry? We got a really bad connection. Who is your rival?
Wow. Ooh, right. Yeah, I got you. It's kind of changed over the years, but my first big rivalry was I feuded in the AIWF with a guy by the name of Dr. Love.
Okay.
That was my first big rivalry was Dr.
Right
Love.
Who is your biggest rivalry?
It was a hooded. He wore a hood and came out. Probably right now in ACW, it's Mr. Thunderbolt.
Okay. Thunderbolt.
I've got a score to settle with him on April the 9th, by the way, in Vail, North Carolina. On April the 9th, I will settle the score between Mr. Thunderbolt, and he will know now not to call my wife a Jezebel.
Oh boy. I bet that heats you up a little bit. Can you hear me? Yeah, he's having trouble
Oh,
hearing.
yeah.
Okay, there it goes. I don't know how many seconds gap,
Oh,
we
yeah.
have, but every time I say something, you're not getting it for like 10, 15
I
seconds.
can hear you.
Yeah. All right, sir. Well, I'll tell you what, because of the connection and the way it's going, why don't you go ahead and yeah, is that a shoot? No, we seriously have a bad connection apparently, because now I'm seeing the ceiling and it's not moving, so I'll probably lose them again. If we can get him back on here, I will have him make his announcement. That way we can at least get that on here in case we totally lose them. How's everybody doing tonight, by the way? Thank you guys for showing up and watching Hashtag Truth. I got some great news while he's getting everything situated. I just put a post out. I am totally booked for the next 2 weeks, all the way through April 1st. So you guys want to come back and watch Hashtag Truth every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, all the way through April 1st. Are you there, Mitch?
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you great. You got some earbuds now?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've got earbuds, and then I switched my internet connection from 2G to 5G, whatever the difference.
Oh, okay. Maybe that'll help you out. So we don't lose, man. So we don't lose you. Why don't we go ahead and let you make your big announcement, and in case anything else happens with the internet.
Oh, all right,
Nope.
all right. Well, and then if everything goes smoothly, we'll talk a little bit here in a few minutes.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Well, like I said, I am here for something that's very meaningful to me. It's um, I just want to say, 23 years ago, I was a young man with a big mouth and a huge heart and a huge wrestling fan, who went to a show one night in Elkin, North Carolina, and I met a man who also became my father, Mr. John Brewer, the Texas Outlaw, um, and who heard me running my mouth and asked, "Did I think I could wrestle and do any better? Then why don't I come up there?" And I said, "Well, yeah, sure." And that night changed my life forever. And in working with John, like I said, he started me out on a mat on the ground with using his truck for headlights to light the area. And I had to earn my way to that ring. And he always told me, if you ever stop learning in the business, you need to step away. Well, tonight, I think I've reached that chapter in my life where it is time to step away. And like I told you, I took my first bump on the ground, and I'll never forget it. Um, and going back to my very first match, when I got my first match, I wore a hood. I didn't know what I was doing still, and I was nervous. I put on a red hood, and I came out as a gimmick called Mr. Cryonic. and and I remember getting my butt whooped by a man named Tito Santos. I got no spots. I got nothing. I got the shit kicked out of me. And I remember one of my buddies who started in this business shortly after I did was at that match, and we grew up together and went to school together. And his name is Chapel. And
Right.
leading into that, my last match in December will be at my what I would consider my home promotion, NEW, here in Wilkes County. It will be against Chapel. In sitting and thinking about it, I was like, who should be my last opponent? And why not be the guy that I grew up with and started with? And Chapel, it will be me and him. He's going to put his hair on the line against my career. As you guys know how the outcome will probably be. I just gave it away. But anyway, who cares? I don't. But anyway, I think we're going to have a good time. And I just felt like that was the match that needed to happen. But I'd like to give a thanks to people that helped me along the way and the promotions along my career. First off,
World, man, you go right ahead.
just first off, APW and John Brewer, not APW in Wisconsin, APW North Carolina, which was ironic. I thought that was kind of cool. American Pro Wrestling. Without John Brewer, I wouldn't be here today. And God rest his soul. I still visit him. I visit his grave. That has become kind of my meditation place. Like whenever I just want to get away and just go and meditate, I go see John. And I sit at his grave. And Angie, if you're watching, Angie is like my sister, which is John's daughter. And just want to say to the Brewer family, Mama Brewer and Angie and Jeff, love you guys. Thank y'all for everything. Thank you for welcoming me into your home and treat me like a brother and a son. Also, to the AIWF, to Mr. Rick Diesel, aka Dean Puckett. Thank you for giving me my second opportunity. Thankful to people who worked and perfected my craft where I was a little rough around the edges. Major Havoc, Jody Rushbrook, thank you. AC Collins, also known as Creeping Death, thank you. And to Brandon Easter, thank you. And also to a guy who became my mentor in AIWF, who's also passed on, Mr. Don Carson. One of the members of the Tennessee Violence Authority. I wanted to thank him for everything he showed me. And one of my most memorable matches there was probably my match against Don Carson, where we whipped out some tools in the toolbox. And he beat me with a cattle prod. And I remember taking a drill to his leg. And then we ended up getting handcuffed and to the chair, and Don hit me with something. But anyway, it was a very brutal match. But he took a wire cable and wrapped it around my mouth and was literally like grinding my mouth with it. And he was teaching me a lesson. You know, this stuff ain't for kids, you know. And I was in AIWF, and it was violent. But thank you guys.
Missy wants to know, do you know Jeff too?
Jeff.
You were talking about somebody, and then she said, "Do you know Jeff too?"
Jeff Brewer, yes, John's son, Jeff. Yes, he helped train me with John. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if she's talking about the same Jeff, but if that's the same Jeff,
I think she is.
Jeff and Missy. I think his wife's name was Missy.
Okay.
I think. It's been a long time ago. It's been 23 years ago. It's been 11 concussions ago. But also just want to, you know, again, thank everybody just along the way. My brother in England, Poison, who showed me what wrestling on the other side of the world was like. You know, his name is Martin Euburn. He wrestled as Poison. I just want to thank Wrestling All Stars Promotions out of Ashe County, Mr. Gene Brewer, aka Brady Hawks. Thank you for the opportunity. What I feuded with there, my biggest, you can talk about rivalries. My biggest rivalry there was against a guy by the name of Big Country. One of my most memorable matches with him was we had a thumbtack match, and I'll tell you a funny story about his name's Tim Woods, but he wrestles under the gimmick Big Country.
Before you get to that story, we got a couple of questions. Then you can tell the story. Ryan Anderson wants to know, do you recognize the name Ricky Storm?
I do recognize the name, but I can't put a face with it.
Okay. And Missy said John used to double for Blackjack Mulligan.
Correct. He did. I know. I was told that story. John, Blackjack was double booked one night for Crockett, and they needed a stand-in back in the day, and John was actually used doubled for Blackjack Mulligan, some for Crockett. That is correct.
Stephen Fry wants you to know that the Giants suck.
Tell him that the Dodgers suck harder. And ask him who the defending NL West champions are.
Yeah. Take that. You got both division champions on this show, buddy.
Oh yeah, exactly. And we got robbed. By the way, we got robbed.
Missy Childers said, "Yeah, Brady Hawks."
Yeah, she knows a lot. There you go.
Continue.
Well, yeah, my most memorable match probably in Wasp would probably was against Big Country. We had a thumbtack match, and he ended up somehow, it was a tag match. I don't even remember who my partner was. Wow. But anywho, the spot that made me break kayfabe was he was handcuffed to the ring, and I was mocking him in the ring. We had the thumbtacks down on the ring, and I said, what are you gonna do? You gonna come and get me? Well, he took his boot off and he throwed it at me, right?
Okay.
So when he broke the handcuffs, he didn't realize that the thumbtacks were on the mat and started stomping over towards me and stepped on all those thumbtacks, and then he went face first into the thumbtacks. So he took his hard bump on his own, face first, hurt his foot, and fell face first into the thumbtacks, and I had to roll out of the ring. I had to go over there and just like laugh my ass off. Like, you took your shoe off, dummy. So, yeah, and I just want to, I had fun with him, and then, when I joined the EWA, which was when AIWF split off and did their affiliate program.
Right.
EWA was one of those affiliates, and then branched out on their own. Major Havoc ran this promotion.
Right.
It's where me and Chapel started feuding. And we've had some memorable matches. And I don't know, Chapel, if you're watching right now, but you know, every time we work each other, somehow I always hardway myself. 2 examples of that. We was working in Sparta, and we go and wrestle. We're going under the bleachers, and I've got getting ready to give myself color, and I guess and we're both still kind of green at this point, still a little bit.
Okay.
And he goes, and I'm trying to give myself color, and he goes and steps on my head under the bleachers and steps on me, and the blade literally goes in deeper to my head. I'm like, "What are you doing? Get off my head!"
Oh, no.
And as I come out from under the bleachers, I'm just a bloody crimson. So that's like wasn't intentional to cut myself that deep.
Right.
And
Did you have to have stitches after that?
No, I'm a firm believer in no stitches.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Well, what I forgot one thing in AIW. Yeah, I did take a lot of chair shots in the back, up in Mount Airy, and I ended up getting some stitches. I took 19 chair shots, and I don't remember, but I still have a dent in my head from that, by the way. So yeah. Wow. They said I was trying to get back in the ring. I don't remember. I lost consciousness. So, but that's just one hit. But
right.
Then the second one with against Chapel.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, go ahead and get this commercial out of the way, and when we come back, we'll hear. I love hearing all the stories, man. Keep telling them. I just got to hit this one commercial, and out of that commercial break, keep telling them, brother. This
after these messages,
classic. You guys know Pro Wrestling Union. We'll be right back after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, professional wrestling returns to Union, South Carolina on Saturday, March the 26th at the Union County Recreation Department as Pro Wrestling Union presents the Wrestling Classic. See some of the greatest professional wrestling action that you have known from Pro Wrestling Union. You'll see some of the best superstars in the independent scene, such as The Anomaly, Antonio Morgan, The Outlaw, Randy Wayne, Black Cat Dion Johnson, the tag team champions, the Heat Seekers, the Carolinas champion, the Great Dane of the Game Bebop, and also don't forget the main event as NWA superstar Colby Corino challenges Chase Emery, the All-American Blue Chipper, for the Pro Wrestling Union Heavyweight title. All of this and more on March the 26th, Union, South Carolina at the Union County Recreation Department, the Wrestling Classic.
There you go, the Wrestling Classic. The only thing I have to say about that is, unfortunately, when they made the video, the commercial, the Heat Seekers unfortunately double booked, and they will not be there. And the Heat Seekers are getting so popular that they actually had to drop the titles there at Pro Wrestling Union. So be on the lookout at Pro Wrestling Union for how the tag team championships are obtained. Something will happen at the Pro Wrestling Classic, I guarantee it. But as for now, there are no tag team champions at Pro Wrestling Union. Go ahead.
Heat Seekers. I've heard of the Heat Seekers. They're really good, good tag team. Really good.
They are great. I would love to see the Heat Seekers versus NAV. That would be a match for me.
Oh yeah, that would be an awesome match. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry I interrupted you, sir. Please continue.
You're fine, man. I'm thankful to be here, brother. Thank you. You do what you have to do and need to do, and I'm just here to provide a little subplot entertainment. That's what I do best, right? But
I love it. All right, continue on with your thank yous, man, because I love this.
Well, no, just in the second one of the latest Chapel Blake match, which is on YouTube. It's on Chapel's page if you want to look him up. It's Corey Chapel. He's got this match that I'm getting ready to tell you about on his page. Was we worked in Elkin, and we're working the match, and the finish was my cousin, who's wrestled since Malachi Chase, was going to bring me a chair. Well, he brought me the chair, and I've got Chapel down. He's taking heat, and Chapel's getting up, and I've got my back turned. I'm like, well, give me the chair. And then as I turn around, Chapel hits me with a spear with the chair. Well, I in the midst of all that, I made a mistake, and because I'm human, and I had the chair turned the wrong damn way. So when he hit me, the chair came back and busted me in the eyebrow and busted open my eyebrow really bad. It knocked me out, I guess, for a few seconds. because the ref, which is Mr. Roy Myers, which is another great ref that's been with me off and on along the way. Roy, if you're watching, shout out to Roy Myers. He's a great ref. But as I just fall down, and Roy looks down, and he told me, but I don't remember hearing. He said, "Damn, Mitch, you got colored." I don't remember hearing that, but we took it home there, and I was awake. I heard him counting, and that was I had come to, I guess. And Corey's like, "Oh shit, we did it again." So it's like every time we have this stellar matches, and then I always end up juicing myself the hard way, more or less. So yeah, but go check that match out. It's on Chapel's page. It's a really good page.
Missy wants to know, was all the chair shots protected or unprotected?
I never protect my chair shot.
Oh wow.
Never.
Wow. So
Never.
you take some really, really bad shots then.
Yes. Well, I look at it this way. In my whole career, you not only are you workers, but you're salesmen, and I've been a firm believer that you are selling a product. You are a product. Okay. Right. And if you are not out there selling the product that you are to the best of your ability, then you're cheating. You're not cheating just them, but you're cheating yourself.
Right. Right.
And I've just been a firm believer in that. You are a product, and you sell yourself. Can't nobody sell yourself for you. It's just like with anything you sell. Like if Walmart sells a product, it's the same difference. You're out there, you're selling a product. You're selling yourself. And you always should put yourself out there to the best of your ability, what you know you can do. But don't go out and do something that you don't think you can do, because it's going to end up making you look like a moron. Like, you're not going to see me go out and pull off a moonsault. I don't sell moonsaults.
Right. Exactly. And I understand that. I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Certain wrestlers do certain things. I got you, without a doubt.
My product, my main selling point is my mouth. Tell my brother to shut up.
Choppy said, tell them about Mama freaking out over putting you in the box, catching you on fire.
Oh, AIWF. Wow. Okay. Wow. That just brought back a memory. I forgot about that. So we had a match. It was around Christmas. It was called Seasons Beatings. It was Seasons Beatings / Deal with the Steel. And I was in a 3-way dog collar match with a guy named Luscious Kevin, who was another great rivalry in AIWF. Probably the longer rivalry, as far as greatest rivalry in AIWF, and one of my greatest rivalries was probably Luscious Kevin. He wrestles as Kevin Clark now in AIWF. I think he's semi-retired as well. We had a 3-way dog collar match between me, him, and a guy named Enigma. And I think Enigma's passed away, unfortunately, too, from what I had heard. I can't confirm that 100%, but I think so. But at the end of the match, Enigma went over, and so me and Kevin got put into the box. It looked like a casket, and they set it on fire. And my mom and my grandma basically freaked out. My grandma was living at the time, and she was a huge Ric Flair fan. I think I told you that on the last podcast as well. But a funny story with her at that match, I came out that night, and I had makeup on. I was part of the group called the Mental Ward, which I was going to do that in a minute. I'll lead into that too. But I walked up to my grandma, and I had some tearaway pants, and I tear them off, and I threw them at my grandma. And my grandma was so pissed because they had to con her. My mom conned her into coming by telling her that Ric Flair was going to be there.
Oh my goodness.
And she looked at my mama, well, that ain't Ric Flair. So yeah. So that was that story. But
okay. Let's catch up on these real quick. Ron Emerson's Soul Patrol versus the Heart Killers for the PWU tag titles. I couldn't remember that. Thank you very much, Ron. Missy said, yeah, Roy. Luke, Luke asks a question. I'm sorry, Missy, I missed your thing up there with this same question, but Luke said, do you know who Chuck King is, Mr. Blake?
Yes, Chuck King was one of the other biker outlaws with another great friend of mine in APW. One that is on my list. I was Mr. Mark Lemons, who's also passed away, and also Jerry Duggar and Chuck King. Chuck King worked in AIWF, and I think he teamed with Mark Lemons with the Biker Outlaws. Him in combination with Jerry Duggar as well, who's also passed away. Jerry Duggar and Mark Lemons both have passed away, which were two great guys of mine. Yes, I do know Chuck King, of course.
Sean Duffy said hello and good evening from Fallen, Nevada. Ringsiders, how you doing, man? Welcome back to Hashtag Truth. We are ringside. Without a doubt, you're always ringside at Hashtag Truth. Missy, I tell you what, next commercial, during the commercial break, I'll grab my phone, I'll hook it up, and I'll let you make that call in. Missy said she wants to call in. She wants to talk about one of the stories that you were talking about. She wants to talk a little bit with you about it. So
okay, cool.
We'll let her call in, and Luke Christian wants to know, do you know who Chris Thunder Anderson is?
Of course, I do. I do check in. I watch sometimes I watch. Well, when I'm at work, I work on Saturdays on my shoot job, and I'll watch those NAWA YouTube programs some while I'm sitting there at work. And yes, I do know who Chris Thunder Anderson is. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Luke is his son, and Missy is his wife.
Okay.
So there you go. Awesome family, let me tell you. Hearts of gold right there, without a doubt, man.
Awesome.
I wouldn't want to cross Chris Thunder Anderson at all.
No.
They beat the hell out of me, but, hey, great family.
Hey, don't get me wrong, but I would accept a match against Chris Thunder Anderson. Just want to put that out there.
Without a doubt. I think you make a perfect match for a good match against Chris Thunder Anderson.
I still have till December, so I'm going strong till December.
Definitely a cool family, without a doubt, man. The children are a great family.
Awesome.
John says, I think a lot of us fans forget that this is indeed a call-in show. I haven't done a call-in show in so long. I'm going to have to do one, Sean, without a doubt. I was thinking about, I'm booked all the way through April 1st, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my normal schedule. But I think I might do a Tuesday or Thursday somewhere in there and do a call-in show. I think I might do that.
Nice.
But Harry said, I can't wait to hear Missy's call. So you guys ask Mitch some questions, man. Mitch, I mean, what made your decision for hanging it up? I know 23 years is a long time, but you look like you can still move pretty good. I mean, are you dealing with any problems as far as physical or?
Well, I'm tired of. Well, like I said earlier, like when you reach a point, like what more can I do? What else can I accomplish? Right. I mean, like I said, I've reached that point where I think mentally, like, and I don't mean this to sound in a bad way. I've reached almost to the point where it's like going to a shoot job. It's almost like, oh, I got to wrestle this weekend, and I started feeling that way a few years back. I think pretty much probably about a year or so, like during COVID, when COVID kind of shut everything down, it kind of like made me think, I'm enjoying not wrestling, as bad as that sounds.
Sean Duffy came in late. Ringsiders came in late. He didn't realize that you are giving your retirement speech tonight. So he asked, my standard question, are you going to do a West Coast tour? But he came in late.
Only way I'll do a West Coast tour is if I have tickets to a Giants game.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
No, sir. Unfortunately, no West Coast tours.
Ron said, to be honest, listening to Mr. Blake speak on his memories are badass enough. I have nothing to add. There you go.
Thank you.
And Ron Emerson wants to remind everybody we're going to have Roundtable Rumble on April 5th, where all of us podcasters are going to get together and we're going to talk about doggone it, WrestleMania. Man, I'm telling you, my mind's just blanked out. WrestleMania.
I feel you.
these, but we're gonna get together and have a good time on that show, man. So I tell you what. I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this promo really quick. And while this promo is, I'm going to hook up the phone. We'll get back to telling stories, and then I'll let Missy call in. So I got to go to my phone. Usually I keep it right here. So the one time that I don't, Missy wants to call in. So love you, Missy. Now, where's the cord? There it is. Okay. Well, let me hit this commercial. We'll come out of the commercial, and then she'll call in and talk to you and ask your questions. So let me find it. We'll be right back after this promo.
All right. Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the Teller Dungeon. Coming from Richmond, Virginia. Now, I'm not going to give you a history lesson on where we come from, but I'm here to tell you about what's to come. And what is about to come, April 9th, 2022, All-American Championship Wrestling. That's right, Tellers will be there. 5216 Hovis Road, Charlotte, North Carolina. That's right, we're taking back the Carolinas. Why? Because they don't have anyone good to take care of them, so they need the Tellers to take care of them. The gates will open at 3, and bell time is at 4. So you better get there in time if you're ready to see the mayhem and destruction that we will bring. You also have to come to see if we've gotten maxed out by then. So you have to come. Remember, April 9th, 2022, Charlotte, North Carolina, All-American Championship Wrestling. The Teller family starts its reign again. So like I said before, be ready. Be scared. Because the time is coming very, very near. See you soon.
There you go. April 9th on my birthday. AACW. Gonna have the Teller Brothers on there. All right. We are all hooked up. We are ready to go. So if Missy wants to call in, I am right here at my phone, and we are going to be good to go.
You need me to wait till she calls?
No, sir. You can keep right on talking. Let's hear. If you got another story, sir, I am all ears without a doubt. Or if you want to continue, thank you go right ahead.
Well, kind of after the EWA, I actually suffered a non-wrestling's like a serious injury. I had broke my hand at my work in 19 places, and I kind of I thought it was going to be my retirement, but which leads into this story. I broke my hand in 19 places, and I kind of just I stepped away from wrestling for a while, and I thought I was done then. But a guy by the name of Keith Lindsay, some of you guys might know him as Coach K, met me at Aaron's when I finally got to go back to work. I went to work for Aaron's, and I met a guy who became a brother, is still one of my brothers, Keith Lindsay. Coach K talked me into getting back into wrestling. He says, I got this guy in Lexington who's starting up a promotion, and I can get you on. And I said, man, I don't know. He said, because we was talking about wrestling. I was like, well, I used to wrestle. And he's like, oh, man, you just come and help us out, man. And I was like, well, I'm like rusty and green as crap. And I'm like, all right, fine. And he said, well, he'll pay you something. And I got more to add to this, but I'll make this first part. But what the deal was, I went and worked the show for a guy named Steve Stiles out of Lexington. And I worked a guy named Billy Carry On. and it was a great match. And I wasn't as rusty as I thought I was, but I made $10. I made $10 for that show, right? And
Hey.
so the next day, the promoter Steve called me, and he said, "I'm sorry." I said, "What do you mean you're sorry for?" He said, I paid a guy $100 who nobody remembers, and I paid a guy $10 who people's been coming into my store and telling me that they wanted to know who this guy was." And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I appreciate that, and that'll always stay with me. So yeah,
That is totally cool. Well, we do
and that
have
rejuvenated me. That rejuvenated me to keep going till now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why.
all right. We have Missy on the phone. I want to see if you guys can hear her when she speaks. I don't know if it's going through the actual channel, so I'm going to put it up by the speaker and
Okay.
see if you can hear. Go ahead, Missy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead,
Yes,
Missy.
ma'am.
You can hear her.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Mitch, how are you?
Hey, ma'am. Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
Can you hear him? Missy? Can you hear Mitch?
I'm good. Yeah, I can hear it. It's kind of got a little bit of a delay.
Okay, I got you. That's probably because it's been a while since I've hooked this up. but yeah, go ahead, Missy, and tell them what you wanted to talk about.
So I was just going to say that we know John Brewer. I kind of started watching John Brewer when I was probably about 16 years old.
Wow.
And,
Yeah.
So he worked for PWF, and
Great.
we've been great friends with him for a while. And actually, after Chris and I got married, we were this guy had said, "Oh, I've got this show. I want you to come and work." And I think
I can't. I lost her, Scott.
can get you on. I'll
Scott.
let you know. It's,
She's breaking up on me, Scott.
he was a really great guy, Miss Bonnie, and just loved them all. And I'm so excited that you know some of the people that we know. So I'm just over here jumping up. We are and now, do you know Sweet Daddy?
Yes, I know. Yes, Malcolm, correct?
He said Malcolm, correct?
I think. Well, I don't know his real name. We just know him as Sweet Daddy.
Yeah,
yes, I know Sweet Daddy. Yes.
For some reason, my phone connection into my box isn't working right, so I'm sorry I have to do it this way, and there is a little delay. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with my box. I haven't done this in a while, so I might actually have it hooked up wrong. But I'm glad you guys are hearing it. Missy, thank you for calling in. I'm gonna
John
fix this.
John was a great man. I miss him every day.
So nice to hear all the memories. Bye.
Thank you.
Missy is wonderful. Let me tell you, she is a terrific woman. Great family. She loves wrestling. The whole family loves wrestling. That's what I think.
And getting back to Lexington, Scott, I'll tell you a story about since I'm in that era. I guess we did a show in Lexington. Well, actually, it was a place called Denton, North Carolina.
Okay.
And I was talking in the back, and we were talking about somehow we got talking about trainers, and I said, "Yeah, I was trained by John Brewer." And all of a sudden, I hear a voice from the back of the locker room. I don't see anybody, and he says, "Who said John Brewer?" And I'm just like, "Oh shit, am I in trouble?" and it happened to be a guy by the name of Mr. Rick Link.
Okay.
I'm sure you know who that is, Mr. Man Mountain Link. And he said, "Come here." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "So you know John Brewer?" I said, "Yes, sir. He trained me." He said, "John was a hell of a man." And basically, I felt like it was almost like a respect thing. Like
Right.
he respected me because I was trained by John Brewer, and I ended up working Rick in SWAC. So he was one of my great rivalries in the Fallout era in SWAC, and I was getting to that later. I'll get to that here in a few minutes, but yeah, Rick Link was very honored to hear John Brewer's name, and he said John was a hell of a man, and everywhere I went that has known John has had nothing but good things to say about my dad, and I've always called him my dad because he became a second father to me.
Right. That I love that. I love when everybody starts talking memories and Missy calling in and talking about memories and everybody. 23 years, dude, is a long time to be in a
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing, and I much respect. I mean, matches do you think? And I'm just spitballing here. How many matches do you think you actually had in 23 years?
God, well, there was more than there was
hundreds
later
of
years.
Probably hundreds of matches, right?
Over hundreds, yeah. There was times, especially in the AIWF era, we were running. Puckett was running. God, about every weekend, somewhere up the East Coast, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia.
Right.
We were somewhere almost every weekend.
But 52,
and it was
52 a year if you run the
almost. Almost, yeah.
Wow.
It was we stayed pretty busy.
I imagine, but I'm just saying, all that bump, all that wear and tear. How many injuries?
I feel.
Did you have any major injuries over the 23 years?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. On top of concussions, I've dislocated my elbow. It's kind of, you can see it looks maybe different from this elbow right here. There's a little.
I see it. Yep.
I've dislocated my elbow, my ankle. Well, one night in AIWF, we had a straight jacket ladder match, and this is a memorable match. It was me, and it was the mental ward. Me, a guy named we called him Flop. He wrestled as Rage, and then the Shadow Walker, which was a guy. I can't remember his name, but we were in the mental ward together. And we had a 3-way ladder match with the straight jacket, and it was against the AC. A guy named Creeping Death had a group called the Marijuana World Order, the MWO.
Okay.
Great faction. They were very original. It was awesome. Okay. And we had a straight jacket ladder match, and to win the match, to go over, you had to climb up the ladder to get your opponent in the straight jacket. Well, in that match, I was up on the ladder. This is, when I was a little bit more agile.
Right.
And as I'm climbing up the ladder to go up to, like I was going to go get the gimmick, they come somehow whipping each other reversal into the ladder. So they knock me off the ladder. I straddle the rope. The ladder falls into my foot with all their weight on it. I shit you not. Breaks the 4th meniscus in my toe. I'm in so much pain, and then they lift it up. I fall off, and I forget kind of because I'm in so much pain. I fall off and hit my face on the ring apron, and it's a wooden ring. So I break my nose, which it's still broke my nose here. So I busted my balls, broke my toe, and broke my nose all in one bump. But I've dislocated my ankle, and the second match I ever had was against a guy named Rain, who wanted to be like Matt Hardy, I guess.
Right.
And this was 2 guys who were green as shit, and I didn't know not to say no. And he wants to get a ladder and go up on a table, put the ladder on the table, and try to swanton me off the ladder with the table, and the ladder kicks out from under the table. And then he head darts me right into my rib cage, and cracked 2 of my ribs. So yeah.
Well, I'm Missy. I'm going to get to your question, but Chris Thunder Anderson's on here, and he said, "I just wanted to say, hey, Mitch, good to see you.
Good to see you, Chris. Would love to get in the ring with you before December."
And he said, Scott, Missy should have sold you an extended warranty while on the phone.
That's true.
That's
Hey,
good.
everybody's selling products, bro.
I apologize that glitch that happened about 5-10 minutes ago. That was my internet that glitched and went on and went off. So I apologize for that. That was my fault. Hit the wrong button and the internet kind of flickered. So I apologize.
That's hashtag truth.
Right?
Southside players, yes, sir. I have a good Southside player story too. I got one of those too.
Hit it, brother. Hit it.
We were wrestling. It was I can't remember if it's AIWF or RC. I think it was AIWF. We were in Mount Airy, or it might have been APW. I see it runs together after 23 years. I'm telling you. But I was wrestling against Jay Money and Will Smooth. Will, I don't know if you know those guys. I don't know if you know them, but they're great guys. I love Will, love Jay. I love those guys. I had a pair of, it's when I was still wearing the tearaway pants. Yeah, I had a habit of wearing tearaway pants back in the day. But I learned a valuable lesson. We wrestled up in a garage in Mount Airy. It used to be an old car garage. And I'm still young. So, yeah, it might have been APW. But anyway, regardless, I learned a valuable lesson. Don't wear white when you wrestle in a garage, because I told Will, I'm in the ring with Will, and I'm like, dude, don't throw me to the outside. I got these new white pants on. And he's like, okay, yeah, sure. And he, I'm a rookie, kind of still green. And he's like, yeah, okay, I should have known better. So the first spot we lock up, he goes and just throws me out to the ring. And the floor still had like dirt and grease on it. This is the Independence we're talking about. So, it ain't no Glory Coliseum. Ruins my pants, gets my damn pants dirty, my brand new pair of pants, got grease stains all up the legs and my ass. And he's in the ring laughing his ass off. So, valuable lesson when you work as a Southside player.
That was coming, right? You knew that was coming.
Oh, yeah. And then as far as Jay Money, I was in the ring. And
don't do that. You knew it was coming.
Right. And another story with Southside, I had Will. This was later on. I think this was in NEW. I had Will in a chin lock, a reverse chin lock, and everybody's brawling outside the ring. And I vaguely hear Jay Money say, I'm coming. I thought I heard him, but it's almost like you don't think you didn't hear him. And as I turned my head, he was going to try to kick me in the back, to break the hold. Right. As I turned right into his foot. And I mean, it looked good as shit, and it felt good too. I turned right into his foot, and he goes, pow, right into my mouth, and almost knocks me dizzy. And he's like, I was going for you back. And I was like, I didn't even hear you coming, dude. And I said, I thought I did, but I didn't, because I had Will in the chin lock. And he copped me right in the jaw, but I was like, well, hell, it looked better than kicking me in the back anyway.
Right? He said, so, wrestler not to do something.
Oh, yes, I learned that in my young age. Yes, very well. Yes.
All right.
Never again. Never.
Chris said he would love to work with you, maybe at WASP.
Yes, I actually spoke to Brady Hawks today. I'm trying, like before December, I've messaged a couple of old promotions that are still up and running. That, I messaged Puckett and I messaged Brewer, Brady Hawks today, and we are looking to maybe do a couple of shows up at Wasp once he gets everything squared away. I will be coming back to Wasp. Yes, that is almost confirmed.
Chris said, do you know the original Southside players?
Yes, L.A. Cash and Jay Money. Yeah. That was the oldest one that I know of. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I correct? Chris? I'm pretty sure.
I'll wait for his answer. Preston Schrant said, Mitch, I owe you a match.
Oh, that's Mrs. Crystal.
Yeah, Mr. Crystal.
No, I said Mrs. Crystal. Mrs. Crystal.
Mrs. Crystal. Okay.
No, I'll tell you a funny non-wrestling story about Preston real quick. We was at
We're the originals.
Okay, I was right, correct? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Me and Preston was at a concert, an Insane Clown Posse concert one night.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and he got so wasted, and we all poured Faygo on top of his head, and we had to carry him out of the building.
Oh no, that happens at an ICP concert. I mean, most people Most people get Uber drivers to go home from an ICP concert.
Amen, brother. Amen, brother. That's a whole nother podcast on my experience
Yes,
at
sir.
ICP shows.
Yes, sir. And you gotta love ICP to understand. You know, you gotta be a true juggalo.
Juggalo.
You gotta. I had a friend of mine in Milwaukee that lived a couple doors down from me. He was a juggalo, 100%.
Nice.
He had tattoos all over. He had the Axeman on his back, a real big Axeman tattoo. I mean, he did it all up.
Hatchet man.
Hatchet man. There you go. Man. I'm not a true juggalo, so I don't know. I love their music. I do listen to their music every once in a while. I'm not gonna lie.
But I want to say probably the last. Now we're getting into the Lexington area. Probably the last and most best run I had in my career was probably what we're going into now, the Fallout era. And I know a lot of people remembers this as Fallout, which was the brainchild of Coach K.
Okay.
It started out, Keith, Coach, had this idea, and it just started as an idea like everything else. He's like, I want to team you and this young guy up, which this young guy would then go on to become my brother, a true brother, Mr. Jack Yuma, TJ. And we started out as a tag team, and then we ended up meeting this great up-and-coming worker in Lexington, a little known guy from South Carolina. He goes by the name of White Mike. I don't know if you know him or not.
I know White Mike very well. He was in a tag team. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Well, before that tag team, he was in a great stable called Fallout. And then we well, the way it was, and then we had a young new guy named Brandon. He wrestled as Brandon Dillinger. And we became a family. And then later on, which I'm getting this, I met in this era of my life, I probably met the best thing that's ever happened to me in and outside the wrestling, which she's a little under the weather tonight and can't make an appearance, but I met my beautiful wife, Miss Tina.
Everybody pray for Miss Tina tonight, man.
She's a little under the weather today, and she's in the bed. I'm gonna.
She wanted to come on the last time. She came on for a few minutes, but she really wanted to come on. Something was wrong with her the last time too, but I'll be praying. Everybody pray for Miss Tina.
You. But I want to tell you that story real quick. How I met Miss Tina.
You got all the time in the world, man. You got all the time in the world. You tell a story, I'll sit here all night.
I was at an NEW show, and we were doing the Fallout thing, and I get asked by Flip, the promoter at NEW, who's also a brother of mine in this business. Thankful for the opportunity there at NEW as well, of course, and that's my home turf. That'll be my home turf. You know what I consider our home turf. But he goes, I need you to go sing "Happy Birthday" to Courtney's mom, and Courtney, which is now my stepdaughter, was a manager with NEW. And if she's watching, Courtney, I love you. Love my, she's my child. She ain't mine by blood, but she might as well be because she's just almost just like me. But I said, okay, sure. Me being the mouthpiece, I guess that I am. I'm like, anything to entertain the crowd, right? So I looked at Flip and I said, well, who the hell's Courtney's mom? and I was in the midst of some personal changes in my life and not happy with where my outside life was. But that's irrelevant. But I go out there and I go grab the microphone and I do my thing, and I'm kind of in character doing this, and I see this beautiful woman in this red polka dot dress, look like from the 1950s, and it's her birthday.
Okay.
And I'm not going to tell you which birthday because I don't want to sleep on this couch.
No. You never do that. Never do that.
I don't want to go sleep on the couch. But anywho, I sing "Happy Birthday" in my best David Hasselhoff impersonation.
There you go.
And she's blushing. She's red in the face, and her daughter's sitting there filming it and all that. And I remember I went back to the locker room and I went and grabbed TJ and I said, TJ, I said, damn, have you seen Courtney's mom? I still didn't know her name. I still didn't know her name.
He was known as Courtney's mom.
Courtney's mom has got it going on. You know, the song Stacy's Mom. I sing that to her nowadays still because she's still got it going on. Anyway, but TJ goes, well, yeah. And then about a few months down the road, Flip messages me. We're going to have a body bag match. We're having a match at the Halloween show. I think we're right before Halloween. And it's a body bag match. And he's like, hey, Courtney's going to walk me out to the ring. And they were wanting to know if Tina was wanting to know. That's when I found out her name. Tina was wanting to know that if she could walk you out to the ring. And I said, well, yeah, sure. And little did I know that what started out as
you didn't. Did you know at that time it was the same girl?
Yeah, because I knew it was her mom. You know.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I said, yeah, sure, that's fine. I don't care. You know, and I remember when she showed up at that show that night, she was so nervous. And I remember I looked into her eyes and I didn't know it then, but I know it now, you know, that I was looking into my forever.
There you go.
But she was so nervous and I took her by the hand and we're under the curtain. And I said, don't worry, you got this. And boy, does she got it now because she is very well at her craft as Miss Tina. And
she said romance. How sweet. That is awesome, dude. Keep going. But he said, how sweet. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, she's my baby. But she walked me out that night. And then later on, she had messaged me and said something about she wanted to walk me out some more. And we were just kind of becoming friends. And I remember TJ telling me one day, he's like, dude, I think she likes you. And I said, man, girls like her does not like guys like me, bro. And I said, it's not happening.
Cry before the end of this. You know that, Mitch, right? You're going to make me cry the story, but go ahead.
Oh, I've got some more too. The sad part's coming. I'm saving it for in a few minutes.
Okay.
But sure enough, we worked the show and we just started talking, and the fast version is the rest is history because girls like her did like guys like me. And I'll tell you, insider joke. She said that the first thing that attracted her to Mitch Blake was my badonkadonk. Don't tell her I told you.
Great. I'm not have that story, sir. I'm not. I have no questions for that.
Yeah. But I thank God for her every day, and it made me believe in fate because we were two people that maybe wasn't looking for each other, but God was looking for us to look for each other.
There you go, man.
I never believed in fate till I met her.
The rest is wrestling history, right? She walked you out almost from then on, right?
And since she became a part of Fallout, which I think made us a cohesive unit. And that's what I was leading into what made us a great stable was that Keith was the brains. Jack Yuma was the strong man. He was the brawn guy. Right. Me, I was the mouthpiece. Mike was the technician. Brandon was the young up-and-comer rookie. And then Miss Tina was the beauty. See, everybody brought an integral part to that stable. And that's what made it work. And I couldn't ask but a better bunch of guys.
You had a 4-horseman stable. I mean, you had a couple more.
It worked. It
just same worked. Thing. 4 horsemen, great, is exactly what you described.
It just worked. Everybody had their own part. You know what I'm saying? Keith was like the Professor Xavier. You know what I mean? You know, and I guess I would be like Beast, I guess.
You were the brawn.
Yeah, I was the mouthpiece. TJ was the strong guy, though. He was the big John Studd. You know,
you're kind of, you were kind of the enforcer. You kept everybody in line with that.
Well, yeah, but I just want to tell everybody that was a part of that. To all my brothers there, I love you all, and I still love you guys. And anytime. Which is what I'm leading into now. there will be a time where we will do a reunion, and it'll be for one of our fallen brothers. I'm about to cry. We had a very good brother in Fallout. Um, his name was Ricky Kavanaugh. We called him Big Chief, and he was very devout to Fallout, and come to all the shows, and he was family too. He was just as much a member as everybody else, and he was a great friend. And we had our ups and downs, but we lost him a couple years ago, suddenly, unexpectedly, and think about him every day. I go and play his voice messages, and just to hear him talk, I miss him. We miss him. I know everybody misses him, and I just want to. He was a big part of my wrestling career at this stage, and I just want to give a shout out to him in heaven. Also, Mr. Rick, Big Chief, and I still love him, and I just want to I always got him on my mind, and just know he's never going to be forgotten.
Right.
Without a doubt. Also, just want to give a shout out to the Top Flight, which was Ricky and Josh Brown. Thank you, Josh. And Ricky were like, they were like bread and butter. You didn't see one without the other. Josh and Ricky, and they were known as Top Flight. And the Ford brothers, Ronald and Jason, they were always there to give us support. They were part of the family too. And man, that was sorry. I miss Ricky a lot. I miss Ricky a lot.
I'm enjoying this. I mean, I don't enjoy hearing about somebody dying. That was unfortunate.
But no,
dude, you.
But I'd have to say, if I had to single out the greatest match of my career, I don't know if he was getting there yet, but I'm going to go ahead and I've done talked to this guy, and I'll tell you the story of this. In NEW, I got told one night, Flip walked into me. He said, "Hey, you're working Gunner tonight." And I don't know if any of y'all guys know who Gunner is. Chad Leo, Jackson Riker.
Right.
And I said, okay. So I immediately get like the nervous shits. And I'm like, I'm a veteran. I mean, but you still get nervous. I don't care who you are.
He's a big name. I mean, you're gonna get.
And not only that, Gunner, he said, "You're going over on Gunner tonight." I said, okay.
Yeah.
But I go in, I meet him. He comes in, we meet each other, and we talk over what we're going to do, and we go out, and we basically we have the best match of my career, I would say, hands down.
Wow, that's awesome.
But
do you have that? Is
respect
that by chance? Because I would love to see that.
No, nobody taped it. I don't know if anybody's watching. If you have that on tape, would love to have it. Nobody that I know of has it on. I've got pictures of it, but I don't have any footage.
Well, you're gonna have to send. If you got any on Facebook? Send me a couple of those. I would love to see that. That is awesome, dude.
I will see what I can do.
Right, man.
But the thing about that match was the next day or next couple of days. I had got a message from Gunner, or I had messaged him thanking him again or something, and he messaged me back.
Joey,
I said thank you.
Joey Nugs, I hate to interrupt you, but Joey Nugs goes, "You got the shits wrestling Gunner?"
Tell Joey Nugs, I know Joey Nugs. Tell him that tell him to go dry clean his suits, because I know they ain't free.
There you go. All right,
I love Joey Nugs.
Had to put that out.
Well, anyway, but he messages me. We messaged me back, and I say, thank you again. It's great, excellent match. But he said, I got to be honest. He said, he didn't expect much when he saw me, but he said after working me, he said I definitely changed his opinion of a short, bigger guy in the business, and he said that he would be honored to work me anytime.
Awesome.
And we still keep contact to this day. We still, every now and then I say, "Hey man, what's up? What's going on, brother?" Nothing, just occasional, "Hey," all that shit, But yeah, it meant a lot to get that as a compliment coming from someone, I was like, "Oh, well, thank you very much."
Yeah, that's big, dude. I like stories like that, man. I love listening, man. Keep going.
Keep going. But you know, with SWAC. Well, with SWAC, the SWAC in the SWAC era, you know, it was the fallout. We had a good run there. We had a really good run. It was kind of that hot point of fallout. You know, we had everybody in tow. I mean, we were getting booked. We were getting double booked, man. We one night we had to split up fallout. We had to send two people. Like me and Brandon Dillinger went and wrestled here at NEW with Miss Tina, and then we split off and let White Mike and TJ. They went to SWAC because we were booked on the same day, and we couldn't send all four one way, so we had to double book. So it's like we were pretty hot. I mean, I ain't tooting our own horn, but I would say around that era we were one of the hottest. Yeah, we were one of the hottest stables in the North Carolina Indies at one point, in my opinion. That's my opinion. You know, but
hey, the fans got a treat to see you in two places, man. I mean, that's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it was great. I just again want to give shout outs to the guys that I've worked with. Flip, Nancy. Thank you for all the opportunities in NEW. Again, Clay, Big Bad Clay Jones. I had a big feud with him in NEW. One of the first men to ever give me a solid body slam. He picked me up, no problem.
Oh wow! Landed you flat,
right? Little Donnie. I've had some great brawls with Little Donnie, which are on YouTube. Look up Mitch Blake versus Little Donnie. Actually, our last match in ACW was a good slobber knocker as well, and I think it's on YouTube. I'm not sure if it's on their page or not.
Look who's watching. Slappy said, "Boo."
Oh yeah. As far as that goes, ask Slappy how's Miss Tina's lead pipe taste.
Oh snap!
Because after I get done with Thunderbolt, I'm gonna slap that clown off your slappy face, Slappy.
Ooh, snap. Eddie's having a good time. Thank you, Eddie, for showing up the hashtag truth, man. I appreciate it.
And here again, I can't give enough thanks for ACW. I just want to thank Jimmy, Daniel, Will, all those guys that's given me this opportunity at what I would consider my last run. Want to thank those guys. I've got some unfinished business there. You guys know who I'm talking about. I've got an agenda. I've got an ACW agenda, which involves one by the name of like I said, Mr. Thunderbolt. I will be finished with you April the 9th. And then, like I said, I'm going to slap Slappy, no pun intended. And then there's a guy there that's been ducking and dodging me for some reason, goes by the name of Aftershock. I'm beginning to think he's more of an afterthought than an aftershock.
Wait
but
a
anyway,
minute. You know what you're doing now. You know what you're doing now.
And last but certainly not least,
don't make me walk out Aftershock against you. Don't make me do it.
Hey, you might walk him out, but you'll be carrying him out. You'll be carrying him back.
No, sir. That will not happen. He's 500 pounds of lean, mean fighting machine. Oh, don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake.
I'm just saying. But last but certainly not least,
I would love to be in that match, but go ahead.
And last but certainly not least, it's a match that's been ducking and dodging me for years now. And we finally caught up with each other again in ACW. And I think I'm saving the best feud for last, as I'm going to issue my final challenge right here tonight on hashtag truth. ACW, my last challenge I want to issue to the one and only, the master of the Lion's Den, the Lion, AJ McIntyre. AJ, you know it. This match has been destined to happen for 20 years, bro. And we've just been, well, I guess we've been dodging each other, but I'm going to say he's been dodging me. But the Scottish Lion, AJ McIntyre, you're on my list, bro. I'm coming for you.
Without a doubt, man. I'll tell you what, when you get on that list and you get down to Aftershock, you let me know because I'll be sure to be at ACW. Now, the one thing you said was April 9th, man. That's my birthday. And
Happy birthday.
There's like 5 shows. Well, it's a long way off, man. We're talking weeks away, but there's like 5 shows that I know of already that are on my birthday. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
That makes it really hard for a wrestling fan. North Carolina and South Carolina. I don't know where to go. There's 5 shows. I know 5 right now because you just said that. I knew 4, but that's the 5th now on April 9th.
Oh, really?
Easy, bro. That's crazy.
Some extra special other thanks and shout outs, and I'm on one guy that I met in Lexington, and I just want to kind of give his own shout out to is a very special brother of mine, one that probably my biggest rivalry in Lexington is a guy by the name of Andy Powers, works as Grease Monkey, and Andy Cross. That guy's a brother to me. Will always be a brother to me, and probably one of the greatest matches in Lexington that I ever had was against him for the hardcore title. We literally, like, I won. I think I went over in the match and won the belt, and then he came out of nowhere because it was like you could challenge, I guess, any 24/7 kind of rule thing.
Right.
And he came out of nowhere, and we literally blew the roof off the building. The crowd erupted when I was out there and I was doing my heel thing, and he was coming in from behind, and I heard the crowd pop. And then he came out, and then he hit me with a few moves, and then he come went over pretty quick. I mean, literally blew the roof off the building, and I'll never forget that. And just want to give a special thanks to Andy, my brother, and I love you, brother. And we got a match coming up in Asheboro, sometime in May. I don't think he's got a concrete date, but it'll be May. It'll be the final match between me and Andy Powers, Andy Cross. It's going to be an epic match, and I'm really looking forward to it. It's on my turnbuckle list. I don't have a bucket list. It's on my turnbuckle list.
Turnbuckle list. I love that. Pretty Kipper once said, "Love you, Mitch Blake. I'm your biggest fan."
That's my nephew. He is.
Oh, he said he wants to call in, but unfortunately, I put everything away. So we'll get you on the next show. But I want to let me get through these real quick, and then we'll let you finish up. Eddie said, "Oh, you got all the time in the world. I'm not worried about it. I just, Eddie Harper said Thunderbolt is the best. When you was talking about Aftershock, Missy said, "You're in trouble now, Mitch, because you got me involved in that one." Eddie Harper's ACW, that's where it's at. And I've been to a few ACW shows. That is a very, very cool place to go and watch a show. And Joey Nugg said he paid him for the compliment.
Not.
All right, continue. Go ahead. It's all yours.
Another guy I'd like to give a special shout out to was another guy that was one of my partners, one of my early partners in my career, a guy by the name of Chris Davis. He wrestled with me as Chris Blake. We were known as the Blake Brothers. And we had a pretty good run in AIWF era. And we did really good, man. We came out. We actually had people believing that we were actual brothers. I'll tell you. And we made the song Pretty Fly for a White Guy really popular back in that time. And I had a good run running with him up and down the road and Tennessee and everything. And just want to thank him for that, and just tell him I love him as well.
Your nephew said your mom and dad's watching you on TV. Say hi to mom and dad.
Well, I have to say, mom and dad, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here today, more or less. Exactly. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my mom and dad. I have 2 great, wonderful parents. Their names are John and Betty. My mom, who's always told me, I wish you'd quit that wrestling. Well, Mom, you're finally going to get your wish. Okay. Are you happy?
Us fans aren't happy, but I could see where Mama would be concerned. I mean, all the broken bones and things you've been through. I mean, Mama's always going to be concerned, man.
And that's another thing. I want to get out while I still have movement, while I can still enjoy life. And I'm not saying I'm not going to be at a show. I'm still going to attend my home shows when NEW has a show. I will be there.
Right.
As far as wrestling and getting myself out there, marketing myself as a product, no. But
Right.
who's to say at an ACW show, I may not show up and just be there. Just
Right.
make an appearance, just make a comment. I may come out and comment something. I don't want to leave the business. I'm just leaving the business. You know what I mean?
Missy has a question that she asks all the wrestlers, and we've got to ask you. You have a Jumping Jeff Farmer impression?
No.
Do you know who Jumping Jeff Farmer is?
No.
You got to go on YouTube, sir, and put in Jumping Jeff Farmer. He is the worst promo art. He's the worst wrestler promo guy in the world. He was a wrestler, and he sucked doing promos, dude.
Oh, well, I was going to say it almost sounds like the Canadian hitman Jeff Hart.
No. This guy, no. He was actually a decent wrestler. He was a bad wrestler, but his promos horrible, bro.
Jumping Jeff Farmer. I'll have to look that up.
Oh, look at that. You talked about him a while ago, and look, my boy shows up. Mr. Aftershock said, "I'm going to break some bones before you leave, sir." There you go.
The only way he can break bones is if it's in the middle of his face in front of a plate in the form of a chicken.
Oh, no, I know you just didn't do that. Mr. Aftershock, you know me, and if you guys can get this booked, I will walk you out, sir. You know that. The brain will be there to walk you out.
And he will carry you back out. He will carry you back out.
No, I won't. You know it. I'll be carrying my big stick. You know you ain't going nowhere. He will be limping. He will be limping out of the arena like the Brewers will be limping out of Oracle Park. Oh my goodness, man. Don't do that on hashtag truth. We're gonna be fighting before we get off the air, bro. You know better. You can't take a swipe at my Brewers. Look at all that Giant stuff you got on, man. Orange isn't a good color. Man, I'm just saying, orange isn't a good color.
I don't like beer.
But much respect for the number that you're wearing. Much respect.
I am. Well, it is. Let me hold on. Let me see if I can get where you can see it. Can you see it?
Nope. All I see is your backside. There you go. 22. Mr. Clark. Yes, sir.
Yep. One of the greatest first basemen. I think he will. I think he is a Hall of Fame snub. I think. He should be in.
Will the Thrill Clark. You better believe he should be in the Hall of Fame. I've got you. That's for sure. Missy wants to know if you're going to come to the APW reunion show in Boiling Springs on April the 2nd.
I have not been informed of that.
Goodness, you on my Facebook page at all, have you? Oh, that tells me something. Here, sir.
I don't have a Facebook page. I enjoy my privacy, Mr. Larson.
Oh, okay. Well, there's going to be a APW reunion show in Boiling Springs on April the 2nd. Doors open at 7:00. Bell time's 8, and they're inviting everybody who's ever wrestled at APW to show up.
Oh, well, unfortunately, that day it's my stepdaughter's birthday, and we always have her a birthday dinner on her birthday. So unfortunately,
I always come prepared. Watch this. As soon as I get Missy's thing off of there, because I forgot to take it off of there.
Oh, you're fine.
I don't want to block this because look at here. American Wrestling Reunion 122 Builders Court, Boiling Springs. It's on April the 2nd. Tickets are $10. Doors open at 7. Bell times at 8. There is going to be a ton of wrestlers from today and yesterday. Oh, yeah. Chris Thunder Anderson's going to be there. Stone Mountain's going to be there. Chief, of course. Juvenile Delinquents, Boomer Payne, Ricky Rocket, Steve Stasiak, Eric Anton, and many, many more. Big Daddy Cool's going to be there. There's going to be a lot of wrestlers there.
Nice.
So,
like I said, unfortunately, I won't be able to make it that day. I do apologize.
Well,
I hate that.
Happy birthday. Tell her I said happy birthday, though.
I will. But I just thank you for your time today. I want to thank everybody for being here. Um, if I accidentally left you out, I'm sorry. I
Oh, you didn't leave
don't have
me
the memory like I used to have.
off the bat at the beginning
Um,
of the show, man.
huh?
I said you didn't leave me out at all. You thanked me right at the beginning of the show, dude.
Right. And yeah, thank you, Scott. And I'm just overlooking my notes here. Just want to say the matches I've got going forward. I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's give it hell up until the final bell. That's my slogan to end of the year. That I'm going to give it hell to the final bell.
I like that.
And I'm looking forward to all the matches I already have scheduled. And like I said, we're going to try to go strong till December. And look forward to it. Scott, if you ever need me on again post retirement, I'm always just let me know, man. I'd love to come on and just talk at you.
We're gonna get you on. If you're retiring in December, if you're putting those boots up in December, you have definitely got a time slot on my show in December, man. We're gonna talk before. We'll let you do this all again, and make it a classic moment. And that way,
Yeah.
we might, if we plan this ahead far enough, man, and set the date, I might even have some of these guys that you're thanking come on and talk
That'd be
with
great.
you. A great show, man.
To all the promoters, whoever's watching, or if you watch this later on YouTube or wherever, to everybody that ever gave me an opportunity to come and promote your show and work for your show, I just want to say from my heart, thank you. Be it good or bad. Thank you for allowing me to be part of that. And just thank you to everybody for the opportunities that I was given in 23 years. I do appreciate everything.
Without a doubt. Aftershock said Rhonda wanted to say, hey, Mitch, but not me. I didn't.
Tell Rhonda I'm sorry, but hello.
Joey Nugg said happy 316 day. Yes. Hell yeah. What?
Yeah,
No.
I'll tell you a quick Joey Nugg story, because I do love Joey, even though he don't love me, it seems.
All right, go ahead, man. You, man.
I remember. I don't remember what promotion we was at, but I remember I think it was one of those where they were trying to shaft everybody on some payouts. And Joey was like, oh, hell no. My suits don't get clean for free. My gas don't get for free. My car definitely don't get here for free. And I sure as hell ain't going to get here for free. And I remember him saying that like out loud in front of everybody. And I'm like, hell yeah, he's right. Damn, I mean, if he pays to get his suits clean, hell yeah, that costs us money. Hell yeah, pay the damn man.
Right.
Shit. We're all,
right.
Yeah, if you say you're going to do something, do it. And I don't know if Joey remembers that, but he got up in front of everybody and was like, fuck that shit. My suits don't get clean for free. My shit don't get here for free.
Hey, man. Wrestling needs more people who talk. I mean, not the vulgarness, but they need more people who talk like that. Hey, man.
Oh yeah.
I can't. Gas ain't free. Working.
We all know gas ain't cheap.
I have to pay for it. You got to get something out of it, right?
Oh yeah, but now there has been times back in the day I've wrestled for a drink and a hot dog.
Oh, everybody, we know that's all. That's during the paying your dues part. I mean, that from every wrestler I've ever heard, they've went through that, and I understand that. But there comes a point somewhere after that, and you can attest to this. Some point after that, it's all about the money. At that point,
yes, it's all about the money, but you still got to have the desire to do it.
It's no longer a handshake and a hot dog. I don't mean it's all. I'm not trying to say that.
Right. You got to have the desire to be there.
You got to get paid. You're
true. Yes. Because it goes back to what I said earlier. You're selling a product, and what happens when you sell something? You get paid for it, right?
Yes, sir. Ron Emerson said, I handle the vulgarity for everyone. Yes, sir.
But yeah, just in closing.
Go ahead.
Just in closing, Scott, I just want to say, like I said, the most valuable lesson that was ever taught to me and that I'll never forget, and I'll go just back in depth in the time that John said this to me. We just got done training, and actually, he considered training was learning. Part of my training was learning how to set up a ring properly. That was training. And I think we had just got done setting up a ring somewhere, and we went and got a hot dog. It's in Yakinsville, North Carolina, I think, or Hamptonville, somewhere. But we went and got a hot dog, and I remember he had bought me a hot dog and bought me a hot dog, and we were sitting at this little outside cafe, and in his John Brewer smirky look, he'd always close one eye and just smack his lips. He'd say, "Boy, if I don't ever teach you anything in this business," he said, "I'll teach you one thing." And I said, well, what's that, sir? And he said, if you ever stop learning in this business, it's time to go. It's time to go. And to everybody watching, I love you all, but come December, it's time for me to go.
I got you, man. I got you. So
I love you.
So you've already went through your list. What is the biggest match that you want between now and December? We're going to end it on that. What's the biggest match you want between now and December?
It's a tie. It's a 3-way tie, actually.
Okay.
It's kind of a 4-way. My 4 matches that I'm looking the most to would probably be my last match against Chapel, because I love him like a brother. My last match against Andy, I love him like a brother. I'm looking forward to the AJ match because it's just been destined to happen and just hasn't happened. And I'm hopefully still praying that ACW, we are going to let this happen.
Make that happen. I'm going to start putting the signs on ACW that's going to happen.
And a very special person that has passed on, and AJ, that meant a lot to me, and AJ wanted this match to happen, and she's passed on as well, and it's going to happen. And and I'm looking forward to kicking the snot out of Afterthought. Aftershock. Sorry.
You know. Okay, just whenever you want to book that, just let me know. I'm going to make sure I'm there to walk out my boy. That's all I'm going to say.
I think I'm going to have to go buy me a watch because it's just taking too long.
Oh man. We're gonna. I'm gonna have to, make a few phone calls to ACW and see if we can't get a couple of matches. We're gonna take you out in style, man. We're gonna take you out in style.
Yeah.
I mean,
out in style. Wine me and dime me, baby.
Count on you, but you're gonna go out in style, man. You're gonna get a ride right out of the ring on a gurney.
And Scott.
Yes, sir.
By the way, if come October, at the end of October, I wear a size 13 in my World Series ring this year. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, good gosh. Don't worry. I don't have to remember.
Should have had one on from last year, but we got robbed.
Oh my goodness. No. Let's not do that, because I could sit here and do the same thing. Every team that got put out of the playoffs could have said the same thing, but it's all good. It's
baseball, right?
Right. That's it, without a doubt. And I'm going to tell you what, if somebody doesn't book Missy versus Ron Emerson, something ain't right, because these two have been going at that for the last 10 minutes, and I love it. Somebody needs to book that match. I'm just saying.
Oh,
hey,
I tell you what. And Aftershock, he likes to go on YouTube and do his little videos about things or food that shouldn't go together. Well, I'll tell you what shouldn't go together. What things that's not going to go together would be Aftershock getting a win on Mitch Blake. That's not going to happen.
Sir, you got so many things working against you, because I'm going to come out. His tag team partner will probably come out. Come
Who's
on
that again?
I said, I'm going to come out with him. His tag team partner's liable to come out with him. You're not going to be able to handle all that, sir.
Oh, I couldn't see his partner there in the picture. I didn't know.
You couldn't see his partner? Yeah, the big guy in the front. You couldn't see him, huh? Okay.
I think maybe Aftershock covered him up or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I got you.
My bad. I'm calling like I see it.
I think that Giants hat is on a little too tight, sir. I think that Giants hat. Aftershock says, "We will see."
Does he need glasses?
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on, Mitch, and telling us. Well, I don't appreciate you retiring because I'm a fan of yours, man. And you have one of my favorite shirts
Thank you.
you wear all the time when you come to the ring. It's one of my favorite foods. Let's go out with. Tell us about that shirt before we get out of here, man.
Okay, I'll end it with the Twinkie story. You know, I saved. I guess I saved the sweetest for last. I guess the Twinkie story.
There
So
you
it's
go.
funny. So I'm in the back. I don't remember what show it was. I think again it may have been NEW. But I'm standing back and I was just happened to be eating a Twinkie. I'd stopped at the store and got me a drink and a Twinkie. And I'm sitting there in the back eating it. And somehow my mat, I didn't know my mat. I guess they had moved my match up and I just wasn't paying attention in the back, running my mouth as usual. And I'm like, oh shit, it's my match. So I've got the Twinkie in my hand and I just go out to the ring with a Twinkie. And I'm just like, I got my Twinkie and everybody's just noticing the Twinkie. and then I get a message. Actually, this is before Don Carson, who had passed away now, but it was before he had passed away.
Right.
He had messaged me about, he said, hey man, I heard about that damn Twinkie thing. He said, that shit is gold. You need to run with that, brother. That shit's hot fire. And I was like, well, really?
Believe it or not, that was the first picture I'd ever saw of you. Was we met at ACW, and they were putting together a poster in that, and I saw your picture. They were trying to get all the pictures together, and I saw your picture with that. Do you want to? What is the saying?
Got Twinkies.
Got Twinkies.
Hold on, just one second. Hold on. Okay, hold on.
Okay. But I'll tell the story while he's going to get it. The pictures were going across the screen, and I noticed that right away, that got Twinkie shirt, and I laughed so hard. I'm a Twinkie fan. I'm a big guy. Everybody knows I eat, but that's just funny. He's going to get the Twinkies. He could be, Ron. You never know, man. You never know. Body by heart. Right. There you
go. Here's the legendary Got Twinkie shirt. Here in the next few weeks or so, I may actually try to get some of these printed, and I will sell them for the final run. So if anybody wants a Got,
if you do that, sir, be sure to make 7X because I will buy it.
And I actually want to end it. I actually do want to finally end it. I was holding on to this too. I just this is John. This was the Texas Outlaw. I still carry his picture with me in my bag. It's been in my. It's a little rough because I keep it in my bag, just to always remind myself where I started. And this man's like a father to me. And he gave me this a long time ago, and I've always kept it. And
that's great.
This is John.
That is great.
Anybody didn't know who he was a great man, and I miss him every day. So this man made my dreams come true. So, I'm always thankful. Always thankful. So Scott, I love you, brother, but I'm gonna get off here and get ready to go to bed. I gotta be up at 3 o'clock.
All right, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming, sir, and telling everybody about what's going on in December. And like I said, if all goes well, let's get you back on here in December for your, final farewell. I would love that. And if we, like I said, in the next week or so, I might hit you up and we'll make a date. Hopefully we can get it, and maybe I can have some of the people that you had on your list. I'll go back and write some names, and I'll try to get some of them people on the show here, and we'll have a great send off for you.
Well, if Mr. Shock could maybe find time or find directions or get internet to log on here, I would love to have a little #truth pre-match press conference face to face.
Oh, we could definitely make that happen. I mean, we can make if that gets booked, you call me up or Shock will call me up, and we'll be sure to throw a hash. I'll do a special #truth for that, brother, without a doubt, because I'm going to be there. All right, guy. I'm going to end it like this, man. The Giants going to the playoffs next year. I can guarantee you that, but they're not going to win the World Series because my Brewers are going to win it. Mitch Blake, brother, I wish you the best in this last year. I hope I can get out and watch you a few times before you put them boots up. Every time I've been out, man, we talk baseball. Anytime you want to call me up and talk baseball, brother, I am here.
Amen, brother.
And when the Giants
baseball's back, baby.
Year, we're gonna have to get together and watch a game, man. I think that'll be the highlight of this year for me.
Talking baseball, what do you think of the universal DH?
I hate it. I hate it.
I guess I hate it. I guess that's because we come from the National League. I guess you know, I hate it. I hate it,
brother.
And tell Stephen Fry that the Dodgers suck.
Right, without a doubt. I'll double that. They took us.
But in all actuality, also, Stephen Fry, I love you, brother. Stephen Fry is another one. I love Stephen Fry. We talk on a daily basis, and also thankful to him as well. And other than he's a Dodgers fan, that's other than that. But there's no help for that.
All right, I'm going to let you take us out of here. Say the Giants are going to win this World Series, and that is the hashtag truth. I want you.
Truth. The Giants are going to win the World Series in 2022, and that is the hashtag truth.
We'll see you all Friday night.